Where is the McLaren? Huh? Inja, where's the McLaren? There's a lot to talk about since last video. I have been busy. Let's get into it. I wish I could tell you there was a bigger update on it, but it's just still at the paint shop, dude, since I sent it over there. Dude told me it should take 2 weeks when it's in his shop to finish the paint job. It's been a month. I'm not one to assign blame though. It was not his fault. Like, I told him that I wanted to film a lot of it and kind of be there step by step as the process goes. There was just no communication at all on either end. And so it hadn't been touched for a heck of a long time. And he's just kind of handling it as like a favor that he's doing me. So it's whenever he gets around to doing it. Let me just play a couple clips for you guys from the actual video you're going to see. Hopefully in the next coming week. We should have the paint job done very soon. We started working on it 2 days ago. It's the weekend right now, so he's not really in the shop. So 2 days from now on Monday, we'll get back in there. We'll have the whole thing prepped, ready for paint, and then it's whenever he can spray it. I'm not sure how that's gonna work, but I would assume another couple days on that to spray it. And then probably a couple days of it like actually drying and stuff before I can drive it home. So I'm hoping by the end of next week, 1 week from today, we'll have it painted and back here in the garage finally. It feels like a freaking long time since it's been in the garage, but hey, free storage, am I right, while I work on other projects? Gonna drive it right up here. Mike's working on it, let's go. All right, you guys, we finally made it to the shop and it feels like an eternity since I've seen this thing. It's awesome seeing it with fresh eyes, but we need to freaking get this thing done. My main goal today is to cut out these holes for the bumper, the parking sensors, and I also need to get the door panel off so I can get this trim off, take the mirror off as well, and have this door ready to get sanded down, repaired as much as it needs to be, and then he's gonna spray into the door as well. I'm also hoping to solve these small panel gaps that aren't perfect from my installation with Mike. Hopefully he can help me out with some of that stuff. And we still do need to get the hood straightened out just a little bit as well. It's not awful, but it does need to be tweaked to be, just right. So let's get to work. It was a nice breakaway from McLaren. That project is just such heavy work. And I've been doing it for so long now that it just feels nice to not have to think about that for a couple weeks and just work on some motorcycles, which I picked up a love for again. But there's another reason why I wasn't really pressuring him to work on the McLaren, and that is my photography and video production business here in town is moving studios. So I was moving out of an old studio into a bigger studio, and I've been setting up a lot of stuff for that studio. Let me just show you guys really quick what it all looks like. All right, you guys ready to take a deep dive into my personal life and why I've been gone for 2 weeks, basically? So some of you guys know, I actually run a photography and video production studio here in Fresno, California. And we do a lot of weddings, we do portraiture, we do a lot of stuff. And we just moved out of our old studio space, and we just opened up this new studio space a little closer to my house and a little bit more room for us to work in. And so I have been hardcore setting this thing up for about 2 weeks. We just got our first 3 or 4 studio shoots done and it's going amazingly. And I could not be more happy with this little studio space. Our last studio space basically was just a 1-room office type deal. Like, I could set up a really small backdrop, but I couldn't set up something like this professional at the old studio, that's for sure. It was more of just a mailing address really for me, and a physical address for people to meet me at, so I don't have to meet people at Starbucks doing consultations and stuff like I did in the old days when I was starting the business. But I started photography and everything in 2009, so it's been a long time that I've been doing this. This was my first business and still is my most thriving business. It just laid the pathway really for me doing YouTube as well. YouTube is like the perfect thing for me because I love making videos and I've done it for so many years already. But I also love building cars, and my heart is really into vehicles and machinery and everything. And so YouTube gets to combine both those, and it's been an absolute privilege being able to do YouTube. But this is what I do. This is what I do. In the meantime, besides YouTube, I am very busy doing actual photography and video production for actual clients. Obviously, it's still a big work in progress. I have a lot of cool things coming. Red and black foam going on this wall. I think this is gonna be a podcast room probably, where we set up some tables and chairs, have some cameras like full time in here so we can just come in and hit record and start recording. But yeah, dude, I'm excited. I don't know exactly what this room's gonna be. We already have a nice studio space, and man, I could not be more excited. But I'm pretty much all set here, and so I'm back on the McLaren. Finally, the paint guy has enough time now to work on the McLaren. He got all the other projects out of his garage that he took in the meantime to make some extra cash before he could dedicate time to the McLaren. And so we've actually been working on it, and it's actually pretty close to paint at this point. So this coming week, we're gonna have that thing hopefully painted and hopefully back in my garage, and we'll have a new video on the McLaren. Got a couple motorcycle rebuilds in the meantime as well, but it has been a lot. And I know it's all behind the scenes stuff basically here that you guys don't get to see on the main channel, but this is where I've been spending my time for the last couple weeks, between this office and then the one we're moving out of, moving everything out of there, canceling leases, making leases. It's just a lot, dude. But I'm so excited for all of it. I want that McLaren to be on the road, and the smoking issue is just an easy fix, I think. It's not even a fix. It's just that I would put additive in the fuel to do cleaning of the engine just in case. I didn't realize that stuff smokes up a storm. I hope it's as simple as just driving the car. The smoke will clear out. Anyway, all positive energy here. I'm so excited for everything that's happening. I just want to keep you guys updated. So anyway, that's where all my time has been spent recently. Fill you in on that, because I know a lot of you guys don't know what I do. Besides YouTube, you think I'm just another YouTuber, just, you know, why is he not uploading every 3 days on a schedule like every other YouTuber? Because I don't do this full time. This has been a passion project from day one. It's been a huge blessing that it's actually provided some income, finally, after like 8 years doing it. But YouTube has been, and always will be, I think, a passion project. I'm not doing it as a business. But everything right now is just so weird. I think everyone's feeling it. It's just very doom and gloom and nothing. It feels like there's no purpose in the world right now. It just feels like there's so much dumb stuff happening all the time. My outlook has just become so bleak, and I didn't mean it to over the last year or something, but times are freaking hard for everybody, I think. It seems to me like everyone feels the same way. Like everything kind of just sucks. And it doesn't feel like there's any real purpose anymore. It's just like one fire after another that everybody has to put out all the time. And it's just exhausting. And so anyway, I'm trying to grow my business, and I'm also, you know, trying to do okay on YouTube with all the AI stuff that's just drowning everybody. I'm stuck in a weird cycle where everyone expects on YouTube to have their favorite content creators, whatever, just pumping out videos 24/7, nonstop entertainment for them. And if they don't do that, all of a sudden they're not relevant anymore, and the algorithm just kicks them to the curb. Everything is just shifted on YouTube. There's a lot of AI videos now, and all the shorts you watch basically are AI generated and all kinds of stuff. The algorithm is just shifted in such a weird direction. It's kind of not fun to try to adapt to it. It feels just pointless because it shifts every like 6 months. There's some big change. Now all of a sudden you have to like completely shift your channel direction just to get any kind of views. And it just seems futile. It's not really much fun to have to like, it just feels like there's no soul to any content anymore. And all the creators who have like good, genuine soul to their channel just get kicked to the side because they can't produce a video every 3 days consistently all the time. And then the algorithm just suppresses all those channels, and you know, only a select few people actually watch them. Yeah, the internet's weird. I'm glad that I have several sources of income at this point. I would not even be surviving. Honestly, I would not be able to do any of this if I had just one source of income. In this economy, dude, I don't know how anybody's surviving this. It's insane. I don't think a lot of people are, honestly. Anyway, that's just kind of where I've been, man. I'm trying to get out of this like headspace that's just doom and gloom. I'm trying to see that there is still beauty in the world, you know? And I'm just trying to turn off my devices as often as possible now and just cancel out all the noise that's kind of just being fed to us all the time. It's just kind of shifting focus away from what life is actually about, you know? I'm just trying to focus on what actually matters now. Anyway, that's kind of where I'm at. Hope you guys are all doing fantastic where you guys are at. It has been a nice break to have the McLaren out of the garage for just a little bit, but I'm very excited to get that thing back in the garage and actually drive it. Once it's painted, it should be 100% ready to get on the road. Besides a few things here and there, we do still need to make a trunk tub for it. But it should be fully operational. When it gets painted, we can get that thing on the street pretty quick. Once it's on the street, I'm gonna be selling the Lamborghini, probably. I'm gonna do a couple photo shoots with the McLaren and the Lamborghini before I sell the Lamborghini, just so I can flex as hard as I can, you know, while I have 2 supercars. Wow, I'm an idiot. But anyway, the Lamborghini will be getting sold at some point while it's still in good condition, and I can get top dollar for it. A lot of people say I should keep it, but I don't know how much the value will actually increase or decrease over time. Like 20 years from now when it's a collector's item, I don't even know if it will be a collector's item. That could be a Huracan or an Aventador or something be a more valuable item and then the Gallardo just tanks. I have no idea. So anyway, my plan is to sell it roughly for what I got it for, hopefully. I've only put like 4,000 miles on it. Still a very nice car. And I've done some tasteful mods, put several $1,000s into it. That's pretty much it. Thanks you guys for joining me today on another episode. I'll catch you guys on the main channel in some other video. What are you doing out here, silly? Anyway, thanks for joining me today. If you could smash that like button before you head out, that would be fantastic. If not, I will see you in the next McLaren video, probably.